Hey, welcome to the Art of Relationships show, everybody. Oop, let me adjust a few things. Oop, let me adjust. I need to view. Oh no, what happened? Anyways, I'll have to adjust it later on. Hopefully everybody's doing okay. I know the video quality might not be all that great, so hopefully everybody's doing okay. Welcome to the Art of Relationships show, everybody. Going to be talking about a highly contested, maybe not contested, it's brought up a lot. I'm going to contest it about the 5 love languages, that type of situation, okay? And I want people to understand and look at, is it a myth? Are they important? Is it a bunch of crap? I'm going to get into that right after this, people, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody, to the Art of Relationships show. As, like I said, the video quality might not be all that great, and I'm trying to figure out why that is. Okay, so I'll check it out later on. I don't know what happened, but supposed to be more higher def than what it is. So anyways, I'll check it out with the software. Anyways, welcome to the Art of Relationships show, where I do a live Q&A, so you can throw your questions, you can throw your comments down below, people, and to be able to look at helping you out to have that, amazing relationship, that amazing marriage that you've always wanted. Again, it doesn't mean it's perfect, not at all, okay? I talk about having that total connection, and I have for, oh my goodness, over 20 years now, okay? And that's where I look at, that total connection, mind, body, heart, and soul. And what areas of those elements need to be improved, enhanced in your relationship, or things are good, right? But not only if things are good, great, I want that for people, but also looking at what can keep them going smooth. And we know life events happen, right? I deal with a lot of trauma, a lot of grief as well, and stuff happens, right? Big political aspect out there, right, is infertility aspects, IVF going on, and I've dealt with couples, oh my God, forever, challenged with those issues, and a bunch of other stuff. So I'm Greg Dudzinski, just to throw that out there. I'm a fully licensed professional counselor in the state of Michigan here in Detroit, and have over 22 years now professional experience specializing in relationships, marriage, and yes, sex counseling, okay? And like I mentioned, I do have a lot of trauma, a lot of grief experience. A lot of people don't know, and I know it's redundant, so I'm going to throw that out there. I've always specialized in couples, those dynamics forever, and I also specialize in severe trauma with kids and teen, assault, molestation, all those aspects, okay? So throw your questions, your comments down below. Share the video on your timeline if possible, and I want to help as many people out there as possible try to get where they want, while at the same time promoting self-love and self-respect, people, okay? So that's where I want, try to help people out there and try to be able to look at how I can help people out there and what is going on. So, I'm like, anything I can do to help, please let me know what I can do, okay? So, how many people out there have heard of, maybe everybody has heard of, right? The Art of Relationships, and what that even looks like, what that can entail, right? And a lot of people will look at, yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard this all over the place, right? So my thing is, and I tell people, it's important. I tell people the 5 love languages are important to be able to look at what you both need to feel loved, to be able to feel desired, appreciated, important, those type of elements, okay? And that's where I want people to be able to go after. So, hey, Rebecca, hey, appreciate you tuning in. Like everybody else out there, please join the chat. Throw your questions out there. Anything I can do, okay? So that's where I want to help people. But going back to the 5 love languages, and I get asked this probably on a daily basis, okay? Literally, hey, Greg, have you heard of the 5 love languages? And I'm honest, it's a reflex, right? I roll my eyes. And I'm like, oh, no, I never heard of it. So, and it's not a right or wrong. It's looking at, what that even looks like. And of course, I've heard of it, right? And I tell people the foundations are good. So I'm going to be open. I'm going to be honest about that. And to be able to look at, it is good for foundations because you need to know what is important for you. How do you want to be loved? How do you want to be made to feel important? How do you want to be made to feel desired, okay? How do you want to feel important, appreciated, that type of thing? How do you want to be made to feel like you're a priority, okay? And I know I'm all over the place right now. I'm checking some tech issues going on. So, but that's where I want people to be able to understand and look at, hey, you know what do I need? So the 5 love languages are important as maybe an expectation type of aspect, hey, what do I need to feel loved? And everybody talks about, some people want acts of service. Some people want affection, physical touch. Some people want compliments, affirmation. Some people want all of them, right? So again, the foundations are good, okay? However, the myth of the 5 love languages that come in are when real life hits, when the shit hits the fan, let's be honest, okay? It doesn't do much to heal. It doesn't give you a direction to be able to heal your relationship or marriage. They reference back, oh, just do this, everything's fine, right? But what happens when you're upset? What happens when real life happens? When you lose a job? When oh my God, I deal with a lot of people that have had miscarriages, stillborns. And I know that's a hot topic out there, abortions in this country, and I'm 100% pro-choice. And it's devastating for a lot of people. I've worked with a lot of rape survivors, thousands, sexual assault, kids that have been molested, all those aspects, okay? And it's not bragging, it's horrific, and I'm very flattered that I've been through a lot. So I have a different perspective. So I'm 100% pro-choice, okay? So when people try to conceive or IVF issues and the stress and all that, oh, just show each other, give them what they want. It doesn't really go after showing compassion, empathy. It doesn't give you a more direct aspect of how you can heal, how you can reconnect. It references back, oh, their love language must not be even met. Well, what if it is, but it's other stuff going on? So that's where I tell people about being able to look at, what is happening, what is going on to help you reconnect with that issue. And there's tech issues I've been trying. That's why I'm maybe all over the place today, okay? With Instagram, I don't know what is happening. But anyways, that's where I want people to be able to look at, it is. Use it as maybe expectation aspects, learn what you need to feel loved, what you need to feel desired, appreciated. What do you need to feel important, that you're a priority in the relationship? Everybody's different, right? And everybody is looking, oh, my love language is, it's acts of service, and your partner is affection, physical touch, right? Or affirmations, compliments, right? Maybe a combination of both. So, hey, my acts of service are this, so I want this. But you're not looking at what your partner needs, right? And a lot of people look at, they have blinders on. You only look at how you feel, what you look at, how you see the world, and it doesn't give you a holistic view in looking at, I feel this, I feel that. Hey, this is important to me, acts of service. I want you to give me acts of service. So I'm assuming that's what you need. So that's where that aspect, be able to come on that aspect at all. Do you talk about religion on here or no? It depends, okay? Hey, Keith, hey, what's going on? It depends. I am not religious. I grew up, I was forced to be religious, like a lot of people are, but I deal with a lot of couples that might have, one might be a devout Christian, the other one is Muslim or atheist. So it all depends on, I respect people's beliefs, but that's where I'm looking at what your context is when you ask about talking about religion, and are you talking about it and how it applies to relationships, how it applies to marriage, and every couple is different, and that's where I look at, that's where I look at how does it work for you, and that's why, working with couples, it's not about my beliefs, it's how I can help them become more connected if it is applying, which is important, their beliefs, their values. I will never, get in a situation where I'll demoralize somebody's belief, even though they're different than I am, okay, or different than my beliefs. I tell people I'm a humanist, okay? I am a skeptic, borderline atheist now, and I am a skeptic, okay? So that's where I look at the situation about how I can help people understand in the context of where they're coming from and what works for them, if that answer it. We can get into the, scientific, which I'm huge on, scientific evidence. I'm huge on empirical data, empirical evidence to support beliefs, values, that type of situation. So to answer your question, I'm a humanist to where I believe we need to treat people kind, to be understanding, to be able to look at those situations to, to treat people well. Is it my belief that we need religion to be a kind person? Not at all. I think we can be a kind person and be compassionate, be caring, be understanding, because that's the right thing to do. I don't think we need anything else more than that. But like I said, I respect everybody situations. I got bad news. My girlfriend, here we go. We'll see if it is legit or not. My girlfriend cheated on me with 3 guys at once. Any advice on what to do, okay? So now that's where I'm, that's a good question, right? And I'll get back, love languages. We look at, okay, why did your girlfriend cheat on you? Okay? And I've talked about this many episodes, right? Why did he or she cheat? That doesn't excuse it or condone it. Not at all. But I look at what caused it. And then the question is, number 1, do you want to heal that? Number 2, what is needed to rebuild that trust if that's what you want? And number 3, is your girlfriend, is she able to earn that trust back? Is she willing to do the work to earn that back, okay? So that's what mostly what I work with is when one partner cheats on the other, or let's face it, both people cheat, and there's some sort of, not only cheating, there's also a type of betrayal in those situations, okay? So we could look at, why did your girlfriend cheat? And we could reference that as far as the 5 love languages. Maybe she wasn't feeling loved, desired. Maybe she was bored, whatever. That doesn't excuse anyone to cheat. I've mentioned this many, many, many times, okay? That's where I look at, what caused a person to cheat doesn't condone or justify it. And we could look at, was what she needed to feel loved, important, desired, a priority. Was that in place? And again, that's where I go from there. What was going on? What did I do to cause my lady to cheat? What did, whatever someone else's guy do to cause them to cheat that doesn't ever condone it? And a lot of people will bash me, oh, you blame the victim. Not about blaming the victim. It's about what do you do to look at your role in that situation. And a lot of people will look at, oh, just leave, right? And it's not that easy when you have kids. You might not finances, let's be real. So those situations, that's where I look at. And again, throw your comments down below, people, and let me know. I'm like, whatever I can do to help. And I'm still trying to figure out why the video quality is lower than normal. So that's where I look at, in the context of what you both need to heal after cheating or an affair, that type of situation. Or a lot of people will also be able to look at, we could look at, that doesn't excuse cheating at all, is there mental health issues going on? We could look at, stereotypically, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not here to diagnose anybody where you're not my client. So, we could look at, is there mental health issues? Is there depression? Severe bipolar disorder? Is there borderline personality disorder? We could look at past trauma. So there's a lot of things to explore, to look at, why someone might cheat. And again, it doesn't excuse. I get people, well, I got bipolar disorder, so that's why I did that. And I'm like, what? Like they try to excuse it. I'll never allow someone to excuse or use their mental health as an excuse for their behavior. I get it. I understand why stuff happens, but it's still not an excuse to condone that, okay? So going back to, please throw your questions down below, people. Anything I can do to help. I want to help people, heal from trauma, heal from affairs, and looking at going back to, and that's where, the 5 love languages, I say the foundations, the idea is good, but outside of that, when real life hits, when severe challenges happen in the relationship, it doesn't do anything to help solve, heal, and to progress past that other than, hey, you know what? You just get back to showing each other what they need. It's not that simple. Oh, all of a sudden you give them love. Is that going to heal trust? No, it won't. It's going to start it, but there has to be release, or there has to be remorse. I'm sorry. There has to be consistency and look at what each partner needs to be able to get back to heal those aspects. So that's where I tell people, I know a lot of people bring it up. Like I said, it's almost a daily occurrence in my office where I'm at now, where a lot of people will look at, you know what? Hey, Greg, we've done the 5 love languages. We've done the test, all that stuff. Great, terrific. So it's important what you need to feel loved, to feel all those things. I tell people, in the context, most people need to feel, or want to feel, I should say, want to feel loved. They want to feel what? Desired. They want to feel respected. They want to feel important, a priority, and they want to feel appreciated. Most people want those, but it's different. Again, it's different what everybody needs, okay? It's different what that actually works for them, plus the frequency and the amounts. You get me? Some people might want affection, and they want a lot of affection, where the other person, their partner, wants affection, but off and on, not a lot. And all of a sudden, hey, I thought you wanted affection. Oh, yeah, but now I do, but I'm smothered. You get me? Oh, my God, it's way too much. So that's where I get into more specifics about what works for each individual. Okay, you want affection. You want acts of service. What type of acts of service do you want? What type of affection do you want? affirmations, compliments. That's where a lot of people, you need to go from general to more specifics and to be able to look at what each individual wants. And the five love languages attempts to do that, but I don't think they do a great job at getting to more specifics as far as getting more into the situations about what both people want. And that's why I'm huge at, we can use it. It's important. But again, what is needed to heal? Viewer mentioned a bit ago about, cheating, about getting cheated on. And you have to get more specific what works for each person. And that's why, I'm a huge critic in a way of the five love languages, professionally speaking, because it doesn't do much to heal trust, to be able to get more connected and to deal with, real life situations. Like I said, it could be, you're expecting all excited for a child, right, to be born, and there's a miscarriage. There's a stillborn, that type of situation. Or I'm pro-choice, let's face it, or the mother is in danger. She could die. So what do? And, we show love, what works. But in those situations, people might not know what they need. And you go back to the foundations and what works for them. Five love languages, right? It might work for them. But now when life happens, I don't want any horrific things to happen to anybody. Not at all. But reality, bad things happen. It's now, what do you need in those situations? And they could change. So that's where I'm a huge critic of the five love languages, about going after what works in a given situation. And how do you do that? We don't know, right? We might not know, but the first thing is to ask. Communication, right? Hey, what do you need? I don't know what I need. Well, some people want a hug. They want to be comforted. Some people in those horrific situations want to be left alone. They want peace. They want quiet. They want to be left alone. Where you're thinking, oh my God, if I was in your shoes, I want to be hugged. I want to be cuddled. I want to be laid with. That's you. Nothing wrong with it. But your partner might need something different. So that's where I look at, and I try to expand and expel and get more precise, if that even is a thing with relationships. To get more specific would be a better term for it, to be able to look at what a person needs in a given situation. And when there is trauma, that it's horrific. I've dealt with, hey, Christine, hey, what's going on? Appreciate you joining in. And I've dealt with, like I said, a lot of trauma, a lot of grief where, years ago where, say, someone breaks into their house, holds a gun up to the husband's head, while three guys take turn raping his wife in front of him, okay? I got chills thinking about it, okay? This is real life. It happens, right? It's horrific. So you look at not only, you're dealing with both people in the couple dynamic as well, and trying to heal that trauma. Oh, I could have done something. I could have fought. I could have whatever. But how do you do that when, there's a gun to your head, trying to be safe, and, you're worried about not only, your wife being raped in front of you, but also, you might not even care about yourself, so you might fight, but then you might die, both of you, So in those situations, in trauma, right, people look at, the fight, flight, or freeze. And a lot of people don't understand the freeze aspect. They look at, I would have done this, I would have done that. You're not in that situation, and I don't want everybody to be in that situation, anybody. But you look at that, you don't know what you're going to do. You don't know what your nervous system, it's something that you can't really train in, right? So even if you're trained a little bit, that situation is so horrific that you don't know what you do. So about healing and, bringing back any type of trauma, right, in a relationship and marriage is bringing back a sense of safety, right? And let's be real, your safety gets shattered when somebody breaks in and say, raping your girlfriend, your wife, with a gun held to your head. In those situations, or a woman being raped, and a gun, a knife held to her throat, whatever. A lot of people think it's so easy and do this and embarrassment. And that's why I'm huge on pro-choice. A lot of people, it's this too wrong. You know what? You don't live your life. You live your life, don't judge others, okay? That's my philosophy. So, going back to those aspects to be able to look at, now, what do we do in the situation to be able to understand and look at, healing those type of situations? And that's why I said the 5 love languages is a myth, because it doesn't do much to heal those aspects, to get the marriage, the relationship healed and the trauma healed, okay? Now, I'm not saying it's supposed to, but I think there's a lot of myths where a lot of people, we do this and we won't have any problems. You get me? In theory, terrific. It's like that other theory, right? Never go to bed angry. I'm a realist. I've been doing this for over 22 years. You're going to go to bed where you feel like you might not like each other in that moment. You might be pissed at each other. In theory, I would love it. Don't go to bed angry. But I'm a realist. There's going to be times you're going to go to bed mad, upset. You're going to feel hurt. Do I want those things? No. But I want you to be okay. Hey, you know what? Let's try to sleep. Let's try to breathe. And we can talk about this in the morning instead of the fighting, arguing, and causing further issues and challenges going on, okay? So that's where I look at the situation to be able to look at, what is going on, what is happening, and I have a restriction. I don't know about the restriction. I don't know what happened, but says account suspended in 5 minutes and live to avoid. I have no idea if that's spam, what that is, on TikTok, that is. So I don't know why that is situation. So that's where I want people to be able to look at trying to heal from it, and to be able to look at those situations that the 5 love languages, foundational, it's good. You need to know what each other needs. But it's more so, and I tell people, when real life hits, grief issues, loss of a loved one. I gave that, a miscarriage, stillborn, things get thrown off. So it's looking at what is needed in those moments and the communication. And sometimes we don't even know what we need, but we can find that out. And I tell people, or some people get uncomfortable with how they feel, so they suppress it. Or, the hurt and the pain, it comes out in anger. It comes out in snappiness. It comes out in attacking the other person. And that could be a sign of, let's face it, the hurt, the grief, the pain, potential trauma, right? But we understand it, but now what can we do to release the hurt, the pain, the trauma? And I tell people, you feel what you feel. That doesn't give us a right to treat people poorly or attack people, hit people, whatever, based on how we feel, okay? So that's where I want people to be able to look at, what is happening and what is needed in those situations, okay? And that's where I want people to be able to look at, to be able to go after what is needed to heal those situations and to get more dynamic and get more in the moment, because what might be needed at, in a relationship to feel loved and whatever, desired, all that, great. Like I said, the foundations are good. However, when real life hits, they might not apply anymore, or they might change. So, number one, I go after, what does it take for each individual in a relationship to feel safe, right? To feel more safe and secure. And what can I do to help couples? Everybody's different. Each person, each couple is different in what they need, okay? So that's where I want people to be able to look at those situations, to be able to heal that, to be able to look at what I can do to help heal those situations. So that's where I come to a point about being able to look at, yeah, the 5 love languages as a foundational expectation piece, it's good. It's important. Okay. But outside of that, it's a myth if people are going to just rely on the book, 5 love languages. If they're only going to rely on that and thinking it's going to help heal and help, reconnect your relationship when the shit hit the fan, it's not going to. Okay. So, check those out and use this information. I want to help people heal. I want people to be able to look at and what is going on. Okay. So that's where I want people to look at, healing. I want people to feel loved, to feel safe. And especially when horrific events happen, that's where I want people to go after and to look at those situations. Okay. I'm going to cut the show short today. So please, follow me, like me all over the place at LoveGuruGreg on social media platform. You can check, probably the easiest way is go to YouTube at LoveGuruGreg. You can check all the shows, everything out there. Follow me. I do short videos, of course, text, all that stuff on every social media platform, again, at LoveGuruGreg. Check out my website, theartofrelationships.org. I do have a few courses, self-help courses, some Stop Hate, Love Intentionally gear out there available as well, people, okay? Peace and love, everybody. Everybody take care. And please, let's get rid of hate and keep promoting peace and love out there in the world. Take care. Bye-bye.